Well, the last few months of the year are usually full of events, family dinners, work parties, and so much more. So we thought some real talk about etiquette would be in order. And 425 style writer and stylist Andrew Hoge knows his way around a gathering, has some real feelings when it comes to how we behave. Because I think there's some confusion. I think over COVID, we kind of forgot a lot of things. So you have some very specific tips and reminders, and you are passionate about this, right?
I am. And, you know, Amity, this is not about being stuffy. This is not about being, robotic, but it's about, polishing yourself and being the best version of yourself in a gathering, because it's very special to be with other people, as the last couple of years have shown us.
And we know that it is expensive to throw these parties, so you really want to be thoughtful, and I know that about you because you really are. So let's get right into it. First tip you have is silence your digital watch, really.
Yes. We all know that we need to answer a message or an email now and then, but we don't really need to hear it at the table. So my tip is just put that thing on silent, or if you don't have a digital watch, put your phone on silent. If you have to answer, do so quickly and just put it away and enjoy the rest of the dinner.
I agree. I haven't. I was recently somewhere and someone's phone went off and I was just like, oh, God. Stop arguing. You say we've become way too comfortable arguing, and I think you're right.
Yes, I think so. And, a little witty banter now and then never hurts. But I think, being home, siblings and couples and friends and roommates, perhaps we've gotten a little too comfortable with saying what's on our mind. So, when you're with other people, just keep that top of mind and perhaps just leave the banter for home and enjoy the conversation.
Bite your tongue. Yeah. It's hard sometimes when somebody, is at the table, like your partner, and they say something that's wildly incorrect, to not correct them, but it just makes everyone else uncomfortable, so bite your tongue. I like that. Stay engaged in the conversation. I think this is such an important topic. Like, how do you stop your eyes from glazing over, right?
Absolutely, and I know you and I both are very passionate about this. It's very simple. Eye contact is very, very important. And instead of trying to think of the perfect answer for, to your response and having your eyes glaze over, just be in the moment. Say what comes to your mind, have an honest conversation. That's what makes dinner parties and gatherings so much fun.
And that part of that is being yourself, right? Don't be afraid of what's going to come out of your mouth because you're with friends, right?
Absolutely. And, for me, I have a really straightforward litmus test. For meeting new people, I think it's polite if I or somebody asks you a question or two, that is reciprocated.
Right.
And I think staying engaged, even if it's, quote unquote surface level, is important.
It's important to do that. It's important to remember that from time to time. All right, so when engaging in conversation and you're maybe asking a lot, or this person's asking you questions, it's easy to forget, right? To ask the questions back.
Absolutely.
So just kind of, that's a mental note, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right, so then sharing your dietary notes a week before the gathering. Now, I would feel guilty saying, like, I don't really eat gluten. Most of my friends know this already, but it's okay to share the dietary notes?
I think there's a little bit of wiggle room. I think traditionally, when you go to a dinner party or a gathering, you bring something so the host doesn't have to do a lot of extra work. But you have to gauge the situation. If you're going to a friend's place or even family, they know you and, they probably love you and want to accommodate. So, but giving them enough time to prepare, because, stores get busy. It takes a while to prepare these things, these dishes. Giving them enough time to prepare for anything specific. And especially here in the Pacific Northwest, we're very aware of what we can and can't eat. That's very important. And at the bare minimum, tell them that you will bring something to not put any extra stress on them.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. This one I think is specifically for me. I am what my friend Joni calls on a greasy time. So I am literally 10 minutes on the dot late every time. 10 minutes. And she's like, no more, no less, 10 minutes. Am I okay?
You're okay, actually.
I'm just hitting the deadline right there?
Yes. So it sounds silly, but don't be too late. 10 minutes late is fine. Again, things have changed. We understand that there is traffic, and yes, you want to plan ahead and not be like a whole hour late. But being 10 minutes late, 5 or 10 minutes late, maybe there's a little bit of charm in that. But
I like to make an entrance. What can I say?
Exactly. You can arrive anytime at my place.
Okay, thank you. But it will not be more than 10 minutes because that is a greasy time. All right, I need this one because I'm always wondering, bringing a hosting gift.
Yes.
What is acceptable nowadays? Like, what should you bring? I was invited to a cocktail party that was specifically about they were making craft cocktails, and I didn't know what to bring. I brought Rice Krispie treats.
Yes.
Elevated ones, but nonetheless.
Of course. Well, a hosting gift is for the host. It's not necessarily going to be enjoyed at the party. It's a gesture to say, thank you for having me over.
All right.
I go with something very universal and a little thoughtful. So I think, you know, wine or perhaps the host's favorite liquor or beverage is a surefire way to do it. You know, candles, maybe something for the washroom is really nice. But the trick is, you're not taking it back, right? If you bring something to a party, you leave it.
You're leaving it there. So don't bring your favorite wine expecting to consume it while you're there.
Exactly.
Got it. All right. Okay. That's good to know. All right. Dress up a little, you said.
You know, yes. You know, let's do something, okay?
Yes.
Let's put a little effort in. I know that I'm probably a little bit biased, but you know, when you're coming home for the holidays and you're like, okay, maybe you're trying to like ask your parents for a loan to buy a house, or maybe you're introducing someone new to the family. It's good to make a first impression, and you don't have to wear a full tux, but maybe a little jacket, do your hair, put something nice on, and you know, how nice would it be to look at the photos a year from now and see everybody dressed up?
I couldn't agree
Very simple.
more. I love it. All right, and the final thing is we're about out of time, but you say always send a thank you note.
I always send a thank you note, and for hosting me, I brought you some Sauvignon Blanc, which I think is your favorite.
Oh, it's my favorite. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much, Andrew. Such great advice. And